Hello everyone. Myself Smruti Vadher, and today I'm going to present on who controls the story for and contemporary concerns about misinformation and narrative manipulation. So, these are my academic information, table of contents, and my research question. My research question asks how do power dynamics of narrative control in FO illuminate contemporary struggles over truth and authority in the age of algorithmic misinformation? So my hypothesis is that the silencing mechanisms in FO operate analogously to what we see in today's digital platforms. So let me explain this through this table. So in FO, Daniel Fo's editorial control shapes what becomes the official narrative in our digital era. This role is taken by engineers who design algorithms that determine visibility online. And the second is Friday's physical mutilation and inability to speak parallels in contemporary era that how human designed systems drown out authentic voices today. Third is Susan Barton's lack of publishing authority reflects how algorithmic rules created by powerful tech elites deny amplification to certain groups. And the last is just as market demands influenced narratives in the 18th century, engagement metrics like shares and clicks now dictate which stories spread, usually privileging sensationalism over accuracy. So the argument I want to make from this is just as colonial gatekeepers once determined whose experience is counted as knowledge, algorithmic systems today decide whose truths gain visibility, and these systems disproportionately silence marginalized voices. Safia Noble, in her work, reminds us that mathematically formulations to drive automated decisions are made by human beings, and algorithms are not neutral. They embody the values, biases, and the profit motives of their creators. So this parallel between Fo's world of narrative manipulation and our present media ecosystem highlights how power, profit, and authority continue to shape what people believe is truth. Introduction. Uh, Let us begin with a powerful parallel, like in Coetzee's 4, Susan Barton witnesses a colonial violence but cannot publish her story. She needs Daniel Fo's authority. And most tragically, Friday's tongue has been cut out, and he literally cannot speak his own history. Coetzee uses this as a metaphor for what Gayatri Spivak calls epistemic violence, and the systematic denial of marginalized groups' ability to produce knowledge about their own realities. Now in 2025, the World Economic Forum ranks misinformation as the number one global risk. This concentration of narrative power yearly mirrors Daniel Fo's editorial monopoly, as Safia Noble warns us that artificial intelligence will become a major rights issues in the 21st century, and these systems are designed by humans who, in Noble's words, holds all type of values, many of which openly promote racism, sexism, and false notions of meritocracy. So my central question becomes who controls the story then and even now. For and colonial narrative control and the novel's power structure. In novel, Susan Barton is an authentic witness, but lacks cultural authority, and she must submit to Daniel Foe for publication, and her lived experience gets reshaped to fit marketable conventions. Friday's silence, even more devastating, with he cannot which with he can not narrate his enslavement by himself, and he becomes an object of author's speculation, and never the subject of his own story. So Coetzee reveals how colonialism operates by controlling whose experiences count as truth, and physical violence parallels epistemic violence, the denial of narrative authority. Susan herself recognizes this when she asks who will accept a story in which the hero never speaks, and the market rejects unmarketable authenticity. So contemporary parallel of this and algorithmic misinformation. So only if we see the digital crisis of 2024 and 25, only 0.25% of X users create 73 to 78% of misinformation, and a small group has outsized narrative control, exactly mirroring how Daniel Foe's monopoly was working in the novel. So Meta controls 3.98 billion users, and Google controls information access for the majority of the internet searches. And if we see TikTok, it dominates youth information ecosystems. And recent 2024 example includes the hurricane misinformation with the false FEMA claims, and health disinformation that WHO declared a priority public health threat. So the parallel, if we see that Suzanne's authentic experience was lost to Foe's editorial vision, and today verified information is drowned by human-designed systems that amplify sensational falsehoods and for profit. So algorithmic gatekeeping as the new gatekeepers, human choices in algorithmic systems. So this brings up to the new gatekeepers, as Noble's central argument is crucial in this, that mathematical formulations to drive automated decisions are made by human beings. While we often think of terms such as big data and algorithms as being benign, neutral, and objective, they are anything but. So the human element, we can see that a human element in this is somewhere missing in some context, and the people who make these decisions hold all types of values, many of which openly promotes false notions. And so here is an example. While Noble's book was going to press, a Google engineer released an anti-diversity manifesto arguing women are psychologically inferior at software engineering. And Noble asks pointedly that are we supposed to believe that these same employees are developing neutral or objective decision-making tools? So AI and the Friday problem, as we have seen before, that AI and the problem of Friday's silence is becoming the same if we see that parallel. So this is a case study of 2024 US election, where we have seen that algorithmic misinformation were widespread across the world while the election was going on. And the conclusion. So let me conclude with four key findings of mine. That first is historical continuity. Colonial gatekeeping structures persist in algorithmic form, and Coetzee's questions about narrative authority remains urgent. Second is evolved mechanisms, that physical censorship becomes algorithmic deprioritization designed by engineers. Publishing gatekeepers become platform rules set by tech executives. Third is amplified stakes, that billions are affected simultaneously. Misinformation spreads globally in minutes, and AI generated content is increasingly undetectable. So the fourth and last is the subaltern still cannot speak, as if we see, and as Spivak said, the subaltern cannot speak precisely because of the oppression of epistemic violence, and today this violence operates through algorithms. So why this study matters in today's era, as we face some democratic crises in today's era, while this misinformation and other things are going on, and my learning outcome. So analytically, I can now recognize how historical power structures persist in digital systems, and apply post-colonial critique to contemporary technology and identify narrative manipulation techniques. So in a theoretical way, I understand how Spivak's epistemic violence operates in algorithmic form and noble algorithmic operation framework. If And practically I can evaluate information sources critically. And the last is ethically, as Nobel reminds us, I need all the voices to come to the force and impact public policy on the most unregulated social experiment of our times, the internet. So these are my references. And before I conclude, I want to quote that the question of who controls the story is not just literary, but it becomes the question of our time in this era. So, if anyone has question, I'll be happy to take that.
My question is, how can we resist misinformation and manipulation today?
So, we can resist misinformation and manipulation today by keeping ourselves up to date with the information, with by reading diverse and authentic sources day by day, and keeping ourselves on the way of every information, and that how the technology and other things are going on, we keep in mind, so that we can get aware of all the things that are going on in the form of misinformation and manipulation.
So my question is, why is the title "Who Controls the Story" is important?
So in my perspective, the title "Who Controls the Story" is important because the speaker or the narrator of the story controls the story. And if we see in novel or in a literary or in a practical way, that the who controls the story or narrates the story becomes the truth for people who are reading it, or reading or listening the story, and the actual story, as like Friday's story, gets unheard and marginalized. So that was from my side, and thank you so much.